Hello friends, let's discuss current affairs. In today's first question, we have something about the Siachen Glacier. You can call it glacier, and who has been posted, who has become the first woman officer to be posted at the Kumar post in the Siachen Glacier. Now, the answers on the screen for you, but I'm going to take you to Siachen Glacier. Now, what's a glacier or a glacier? There are two ways of pronouncing this word. One is glacier, the other is glacier. Now let's use a more common pronunciation while the second one is equally right. Glacier is a thick sheet of ice, or you could say thick sheet of slow moving ice. It's a thick sheet, but while it's moving very slowly. So it's actually a moving sheet of ice, and it's quite large. Now for example, look at this. I want you to, before I take you to the maps, I want you to look at, this is a Siachen Glacier. Okay, this is a Siachen Glacier. This is in the off season when it's not exactly snowing much. These are the bunkers of the Indian soldiers up there, and you find these are our soldiers, my friends, our brave hearts. Yeah, I mean, this is one of the most dangerous places in the world in terms of weather, in terms of climate, in terms of the cold. I'll come back to this in a while, but let's look at this. Now, this map that you find here in the left is the way it looks today. I mean, this is our Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh. This is Ladakh. Okay, this is how it is in terms of the division of the. See, this is a slightly old map, given that fact it's a pre-2019 map, given that it contains it does not showcase a division of JNK state into JNK Union Territory and Ladakh Union Territory. But in any case, let me take you there. So this map showcases one particular thing. I guess what? This is a bit stuck, I guess. So see, this is today's Kashmir, today's Jammu and Kashmir or Ladakh comprises three countries. See, Jammu and Kashmir Union Territory comprises, it comprises territory that is occupied by Pakistan and administered by India as well. Our territory is under Pakistani control. If you look at Ladakh, okay, this part of this part is occupied by what we call Pakistan. This is occupied by Pakistan. This is POL, Pakistan occupied Ladakh. This portion you can see here is occupied by China. Okay, so technically this is India, my friends. This is, in fact, this is how it is actually, not even this part. So in today's JNK and Ladakh, there are three countries: India, Pakistan and China. Our territories have been occupied by both Pakistan and China. China in the east and Pakistan in the north and northwest. Let me take you further on this. How did Pakistan, I will keep China out, let's bring in Pakistan. How did Pakistan come to occupy our land? See, at the time of India's independence, Kashmir, the state of Kashmir, opted to remain independent. It joined neither the newly formed states of Pakistan nor India. Okay, neither Pakistan nor India. It opted to remain independent. There were two other states like this. One was Hyderabad, the other was Junagadh. Junagadh's in Gujarat, and Hyderabad is not what we see the city of Hyderabad. No. Some other time we'll discuss the state of Hyderabad. So, taking advantage of the geographical isolation, political isolation of Kashmir, the state of Kashmir, the princely state of Kashmir, the Pakistanis attacked Kashmir. When the Pakistanis attacked it, this was in October 1947. Okay, the Pakistanis attacked. They came like this. And when they came like this, they began to occupy large parts of it. Now they came, from here, all sides actually. But the Maharaja of Kashmir, who was Hari Singh, Maharaja Hari Singh, Hari, Hari Singh, he approached India. He sought India's help. He asked India for military help, but India refused to help. India said, look, you are a sovereign country, and we do not want to be seen as someone who's taken advantage of your position to come and send our military and occupy that land. No, but yes, there is one major way out. If you merge your state with India, then it becomes sovereign Indian territory. Consequently, we can send our military forces and take on the Pakistanis. The Maharaja had, no choice. The Maharaja had no choice. Since he had no choice, my friends, he signed the instrument of accession. The instrument of accession. This is an instrument of basically a merger agreement. So he signed this, and Kashmir became a part of India. India sent its military forces. India launched what is called Operation Rescue. But unfortunately, our military forces were given only defensive orders that force them to be defensive and not go on offense basically, not go on an offensive mode. The Pakistanis by then had occupied large tracts of land. What today you call POK was occupied by them. So this war happened for another 2.5 months. Okay, a little over a year and everything. So India and Pakistan both fought it out at the UN as well, and India said, okay, given the circumstances of its accession to India, the Kashmiris will be given a chance to vote in a plebiscite, a referendum. So the UN agreed to this, and the UN said, okay, we'll pass a resolution calling on both the parties to cease fire, to stop fighting. Agreed, chalo, they stopped fighting. And when was this? This was 1st January 1949. 1st January 1949. And at the line at which the Pakistanis and the Indians stopped fighting, today we call it the LOC, the line of control. You see this line here? This is the line of control. Along this line, you find, two sides ranged against each other. You have the Indians on this side, you have the Pakistanis on the other side. Since this line depicts the control of territory, this is called the line of control. On the east and the south of this line is the control of India, while the west and the north of this line is the control of Pakistan. That's why it's called the line of control. From this line, the control of the territory begins, depending on where you are basically. So this was 1949, 1st January 1949. Remember, the LOC, line of control, is a ceasefire line of 1949. It is the ceasefire, the LOC is the it's not the boundary line between India and Pakistan. It's only the ceasefire line agreed upon by both the parties at the end of the first India-Pakistan war between 47 and 48. Okay, now we'll not go into the plebiscite and everything, but let's look at things. But yeah, most people forget that. Most people would tell you that, look, India, especially the liberals in India, would tell you that, look, India did not fulfill its promise of holding a referendum. Well, the referendum resolution had many clauses. One of the clauses was that India would hold a referendum if and only if the Pakistanis would vacate the occupied territories in J&K. In those days, it was called J&K. So, if the Pakistanis would vacate this area, would leave this area, militarily, politically, whatever, and they vacate this entire area, only then India will be legally obliged to hold a referendum. So the liberals in India won't ever tell you this clause. So the Pakistanis said we will not vacate it. So then India says, okay, we will not hold a referendum. You don't fulfill the basic condition, we will not fulfill our end of the bargain. Simple as that. It's simple as that. So this is where the line ended. You see this, yeah? From here till this point, this line you can see here, this is called NJ, it's mentioned here, NJ9842. It's a peak, Parbat hai yahan pe. Okay, it's the name of the peak is NJ9842. From this hill, there is this line here. You can see this till here, yeah, is called the AGPL. I'll just write it because I'm not able to erase. Till a while ago, I could use this pen well, but anyway, this line is called AGPL. What is the AGPL? Actual ground position line. Actual ground position line. This AGPL starts at the end of LOC, where the LOC ends. It starts at the end of the LOC, demarcated LOC, and goes on till this point called Indira Col. Indira, name of Indira Gandhi, Col, not Indira Gandhi. It's some other time I'll tell you the exact story. Col is a pass, mountain pass. So this tri-junction is a point where you would find areas controlled by three countries: China, India, and Pakistan. Okay, so the AGPL starts from the point the LOC ends and goes till the Indira Col, INDIRA, Indira Col, COL. The Indira Col is a tri-junction where you would find areas controlled by three countries: Pakistan, India, and China. I am coming in order, that's it, some order, geographical order, left to east to west or west to east. Okay, now along this N842 you will find Siachen Glacier. This is a Siachen Glacier. You see this in blue here, this one. Fair? Now let me tell you about the Siachen Glacier. The Siachen Glacier, my friends, is a 76-kilometer long glacier. So 76-kilometer long stretch of land, glacier. It is the second longest glacier outside the polar areas. What are the polar areas? The North Pole and the South Pole. Beyond these areas, the second biggest glacier is our Siachen Glacier. Okay, our Siachen Glacier. Now, Saya means rose. Chen means abundance. This is in the Balti Bhasha, Balti, the local language. Okay, this is also called Baltistan. You see this Balti Bhasha. Now, in the Balti Bhasha, Saya means rose, Chen means abundance. So there's a plenty of abundance of roses here. Well, of course, it's just a mountainous area, very cold, snowy glacier, but such is irony that this place is called Siachen Glacier. Okay, a garden of roses, you could say, abundance of roses. So the Siachen Glacier is at a height of 5753 meters, but you can make it easy to remember. 5757 meters, always easy. 5757 meters. Okay, now that's a lot of height, I mean, it's pretty cold out there. Fair. Now I want you to know one more thing. Till 1984, for a long time, that is between 1947 until recently, till the early 80s, no country had any control over Siachen Glacier. But same way Indian intelligence got, military intelligence got this knowledge, this information that Pakistan was about to launch a military operation to occupy this area. This is a very strategic area. So one day before Pakistan was to launch its own military operation called Ababil, Operation Ababil, one day before this, India launched Operation Meghdoot. India launched Operation Meghdoot. Okay? And in this Operation Meghdoot, we thrashed the Pakistanis, we threw them out of this area. So today we have enormous control over, the whole control over, Siachen Glacier. We have gained control over our own territory. Think about this. Since 1984, ever since we launched Operation Meghdoot, we have gained 3,000 square kilometer of area. 3,000 since then, and we are at a strategic advantage because we are up in the hills and the Pakistanis are down there. Okay, so many people say, why should we fight? Well, why should we fight is another story. But why shouldn't we fight, especially for it, because it's our territory? Yeah. If someone's coming into our home and occupying it, should we keep quiet? No. And precisely that's the way we are reacting today. Today, India has strategic advantage, and there have been increasing calls for demilitarization of this area. But India does not trust Pakistan. So while the Pakistanis say, okay, we will withdraw our forces, you also withdraw your forces. But we are at an advantage. That's why they are saying it. Okay. But it's deeply inhospitable. This is an area which is dangerous. Okay. Temperatures plunge to minus 20, minus 30. And till 2019, about 914 Indian Army personnel had died in this area. More people have died from cold and climatic reasons than due to enemy actions, my friends. It's sad, tragic that our people are giving up their lives to keep us safe. Okay, so this area, see, today we have this area, isn't it? This is where Pakistan is done. But Pakistan says this entire area is ours till here. You see this? This is called from NJ984 till Karakoram Pass is Pakistan's claim. Ye pura Pakistan. Pakistan says these are all ours. But we say no. Look, Indra Kohl, ye sab hamara hai. Ye sab hamara hai. Now one more thing. You see this is the area here. This was occupied by Pakistan, Indian territory, occupied by Pakistan, and given in gift to China. Think about it. And China has built the Karakoram highway through this. The Karakoram highway goes through, POL, Pakistan occupied Ladakh. That was the story, my friends. I hope you learned a few good things. So in case you want some similar stories, let me know. Let me know. Yeah. I always loved these things, my friends. I don't know why, but I thoroughly enjoyed discussing these kinds of things. Among the following persons whose autobiography is spare, this is Prince Henry Charles Albert David. That's his full name. Prince Henry Charles Albert David. You know, he is one of the two sons of the British King Charles the Third. Charles the Third. Look at choice 5. When you write, it is Charles 3. When you read the name, before the Roman numeral, before you read the number, the should come. Elizabeth the Second, Charles the Third. Okay, but when you write, you don't need to put that, the article the. So, why the title spare? Sparing someone? No. This comes from something that King Charles had told his wife Diana. This is, Charles married Princess Diana. She died in a car crash. And two sons. One is William, this guy William, okay. Son William, and then Henry Albert, yeah, this is second son. First, second son. When Charles met one of those days, he told Diana that you have given me an heir and a spare. Your job is done. Those are his exact words. You've given me an heir, waris, and a spare. Something happens to the heir, there is a spare. Okay, and your job is done. That's what he told the Princess Diana. He fell out with the royal family after he married an American actress named Meghan Markle. His autobiography has been panned, deeply criticized in Britain and elsewhere. He comes across, reviewers have said that he comes across as utterly selfish and vain, and he has put the royal family in a bad light. He's showcased the royal family in a very bad way. So anyway, we'll not discuss what exactly happened. But I was reading a review I've read the reviews on 3 websites. One is The Independent, the other is BBC, and the third Guardian. On the BBC, the reviewer said, this is one of the weirdest books ever written by a royal. One of the weirdest books. Anyway, who are the choices here? I mentioned William is the son of the current British king, the heir to the British throne. Okay. Coming to Mohammed bin Salman, he is the crown prince of Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia's current king is Salman bin Abdulaziz. Okay. Salman's son is Muhammad, and that's why Muhammad bin Salman. Bin in Arabic means son of. So Muhammad bin Salman bin Abdulaziz. That's how it is. Okay. These guys belong to the royal family of Ibn Saud. Ibn Saud, S-A-U-D. And you know what? Saudi Arabia is the only country in the world to be named after a surname. Saud is a surname, and that's given to the country. The Ibn Saud family gave its name to the country they ruled. Yeah, they're ruling. Look at choice 1. Khesar Namgyel Wangchuk is the current king of Bhutan. Current king of Bhutan. Nothing autobiography, there's nothing about the remaining guys. Okay. Ahead of the 2023 Men's FIH, Federation of International Hockey Federation, basically this is a French short form, otherwise it's IHF, International Hockey Federation. Ahead of the 2022 Men's FIH Hockey World Cup, Odisha Chief Minister Naveen Patnaik inaugurated one of the largest hockey stadiums in the world, in India, sorry. The stadium has been named after the great freedom fighter Birsa Munda. That's Birsa Munda's picture. Okay. Birsa Munda was born in 1875 and passed away quite young. He was 25 when he was killed. He was executed with the British. Okay. He railed and he launched a movement against oppression of the local missionaries who were bent on converting the local tribals and all that. So, Birsa Munda fought against the British, fought against their rule and especially their religion. Birsa Munda. Okay, this is the name of the stadium. The Ranchi's airport is also called Birsa Munda International Airport, Ranchi. The Ranchi airport is called Birsa Munda International Airport. Okay. And if you would want to know something about the FIH hockey, okay, this will be held in Bhubaneswar and Rourkela. So two places. Rourkela mein the stadium is called Birsa Munda Stadium, and in Bhubaneswar it's called Bichu Patnaik International Hockey Stadium. Fair. 2018, the last time this men's World Cup was held, the winner was Belgium. Winner was Belgium. Now we know 2018 it was it was held in 2000. See, Bhubaneswar played host to the 2018 tournament also. 2018 and 2023 Bhubaneswar. 2026, the next time it will be held in Belgium and Netherlands. Belgium and Netherlands. The Union Environment Ministry recently withdrew permission for tourism and ecotourism activities in the vicinity of the Parshnath Wildlife Sanctuary, which is in Jharkhand. Okay, this is one of the 5 most sacred pilgrimage sites in the Jain faith. Okay, one is, what is it called? Shikarji. This place is called. You can write Shikarji, also called Samet Shikarji. Samet or Samed Shikarji. 5 most, I am writing the names of the 5 most important Jain pilgrimage sites. Palitana in Gujarat. Okay. Dilwara, Rajasthan, Mount Abu. Girnar, pretty much in the same place that you will find. And 5th is Kailash, Ashtapada Kailash, which is in China, occupied Tibet, China. Kailash Parbat, this is the same place. Okay. Now, I wanted to know something here that, in the Jain faith, there are 24 Tirthankars. The 24 Tirthankaras are equated with God in the faith. These are the 24 Tirthankaras who expounded the doctrine that defines Jainism today. And this particular hill is popular for, this entire hill range and the temples there are very popular, sacred to the Jains, for the simple reason that 20 of these 24 Tirthankaras are said to have attained moksha in this place. 20 of 24 Tirthankaras attained moksha in these places. Okay, so you know, there's a lot to learn about all these things. I'm fascinated with all these things. Now, the objection of the Jain community to to the designation of the Pashnath Hill Wildlife Sanctuary as a tourist place was that once it is defined as a tourist place, then it would be open to the development of hotels, all other commercial activities, which could also include, you know, killing of animals, serving of alcohol, meat, and all that. Alcohol and meat are anathema, are forbidden by Jainism, especially, what we say, food, non-vegetarian food. Yeah, because ahimsa is one of the five major principles of Jainism. Non-violence is a major principle of Jainism. So the Jains all over the country protested, and finally the Union government relented and said that okay, we will no longer designate this as you know as a tourist place. So that's it. Nothing beyond this. Yeah. So Siddhu Kailash Parbat is the sacred place for followers of three religions: Hinduism, Buddhism, and Jainism. Okay? And it is believed that Bhagwan Shiv resides at Kailash Parbat. At Kailash Parbat, and Kailash Parbat is in China. Okay, today's China. It was erstwhile in Tibet, but now it's occupied by what we call we call you know China. Yeah, I'm so sorry, China. Yeah. Which of the following countries has switched its currency from kuna to euro and entered Europe's borderless zone? Croatia. This is Croatia. You see here in yellow? Yeah, this is Croatia. Yeah. Croatia has become the 20th member of the Eurozone. 20th member of Eurozone. See, European Union has 27 members. Of these, 20 have the common currency euro. Okay. Croatia, the capital is Zagreb, and the prime minister is Andrej Plenković. Andrej Plenković. Andrej Plenković. Let's look at the capitals of these places. Czech Republic. This is Czech Republic. In green you see. The capital is Prague. Denmark. This is Denmark. Copenhagen. Bulgaria. Sofia. Poland. Warsaw. You want to know where is Bulgaria? This is Bulgaria. Yeah, on the border with Turkey, Greece, and North Macedonia. You see here. This is Bulgaria, and this is Poland. Pretty large country. You can see it here. Yeah. Which of the following universities is hosting the 108th Indian Science Congress? Okay, Rashtrasant Tukodoji Maharaj Nagpur University. Incidentally, this particular university is celebrating its 100th year. It was established in 1929. Okay. Now, what is the theme of the Indian Science Congress? You could write this. Remember that it is not organized by the government of India. The government of India gives a grant, paisa dete hain, okay, but otherwise it's not directly controlled by the union government. You could write this. Theme actually is science and technology for sustainable development with women's empowerment. Science and technology for sustainable development with women's empowerment, with women's empowerment. Okay, with women's empowerment. So I guess that's it. There's hardly anything to discuss here. Which nation recently took over leadership of the Asia Pacific Postal Union? India. India took over the, say, leadership and presidency. That is, this is headquartered in Bangkok. Its Secretary General is Dr. Vijay Singh. We can write the full name. Write it here. Vijay Prakash Singh. Dr. Vijay Prakash Singh is the Secretary General. You want more stuff? This is established in 1982 and it has 32 members. 32 members. Hey, it's Vinay. It's not Vijay, it's Vinay. It's pretty confusing always. Okay, chalo. The government of India named 27 overseas Indians for Pravasi Bharati Samman Awards. Identify the awardees with their country, all of them as they are. Okay. Now, this FedEx is Federal Express, one of the largest logistics and supply chain companies in the world. In fact, you could say the largest. The rankings keep changing between FedEx and a company called UPS, United Parcel Service. United Parcel Service. Both are American companies. Now, I want you to know one more thing here, that Pravasi Bharati Divas is usually celebrated on 15th January. Sorry, I'm so sorry. It's celebrated on 9th January. 9th January. Why 9th January? Because on this day in 1915, Mahatma Gandhi came back to India from South Africa. He came back to India from South Africa. That is, he came back to India forever. 9th January 1915. Fair. Now, I want you to know a little more about this. You could write this, Pravasi Bharatiya Divas. We could write the theme and the chief guest's name. Right. Chief guest, host city, Indore. Next, chief guest, Muhammad Irfan Ali, President of Guyana. Leave one line space, right? Theme, 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 dash, diaspora. Actually, this is a word used exclusively for Jews, the presence of Jews all over the world, but nowadays it simply refers to immigrants. Diaspora, reliable partners for India's progress. Reliable partners for India's progress in Amrit Kal. I repeat, reliable partners in India's progress in Amrit Kal. Okay, leave one line space, right? Youth, there is another one. Youth Pravasi Bharati Divas. Youth, YOUTH, Youth Pravasi Bharati Divas. Underline that. Um, theme, 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 bringing together young achievers, bringing together young achievers from India and the Indian diaspora, from India and the Indian diaspora. I repeat, bringing together young achievers from India and the Indian diaspora. Next, chief guest. Chief guest. Priyanka Radhakrishnan. Priyanka Radhakrishnan. Who is she? Who is this person? Right. Minister of Community and Volunteer Sector. Minister of Community and Voluntary Sector in New Zealand. In New Zealand. New Zealand. Okay. This should be fine, I guess. This is Muhammad Irfan Ali. When he visited India as a chief guest, he is with the Prime Minister Modi, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. This is Guyana. We should write a bit about Guyana. You could write Guyana, capital Georgetown. You could see it here, Georgetown. Georgetown. Next, 40% population is of Indian origin. 40% population is of Indian origin. I think I should spend some time in the next class on persons of Indian origin. Where would you find these guys around the world and why? Next, 25% practice Hinduism. 25% practice Hinduism. I think that's the largest religious group there. See this, and this is one of the most, sparsely populated country, least densely populated country. The area of the country is about 2.15 lakh square kilometers. 2.15 lakh square kilometers. The population is 9 lakh, less than 9 lakh. So you could see that there's hardly anything there. Okay. South America looks like an ice cream cone, doesn't it? Especially eaten from, that you have eaten on one side. Which is the nodal ministry for the G20 Digital Economy Working Group that will focus on the 3 priority areas of digital public infrastructure, cyber security, and digital skill development. Okay. METI, it's called METI, and these two plus railways have the same minister, Ashwani Vaishnav. Ashwani Vaishnav. Ministry of Information Broadcasting is headed by the guy who also heads Youth Affairs and Sports. Anurag Thakur. Minister of Corporate Affairs and Minister of Finance is Nirmala Sitharaman. Nirmala Sitharaman. Minister of Education. is Dharmendra Pradhan. Dharmendra Pradhan. He also heads the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship. Skill development and entrepreneurship. We covered everything, yeah. It's good. Portugal football team captain Cristiano Ronaldo joined the Al Nassr on a Al Nassr football club. Joined Al Nassr. If you write the, Al means the. Okay. So, Al Nassr football club on a contract till 2025. Al Nassr is a Saudi Arabia football team. Now, Al Nassr means victory. Nassr means victory. Means victory. Okay. So, there's hardly anything to discuss. Saudi Arabia, Iran, Qatar, Turkey. No, is a Turkey football based football club. No. Capitals Abu Dhabi. Just for fun, we could write a little more. Abu Dhabi. Turkey Ankara. Saudi Arabia Riyadh. Extra stuff you could write. 2030 Asian Games. Iran Tehran. Qatar Doha. Would also write 2034 Asian Games. The Rural Development Ministry has launched Prajwala Challenge, inviting ideas, solutions, and actions to transform the rural economy. Whom the following have been invited to take part in it? All of them. Who is the Rural Development Minister? Giriraj Singh. Giriraj Singh. Who also happens to be the Panchayat Raj Minister. Panchayat Raj Minister. Okay. Yeah. Royal Enfield, which manufactures the mid-weight motorcycle segment. Okay. It just recently purchased a stake in a Spanish company, a Stark Future SL. Its parent company is Eicher. Eicher Motors is run by Siddharth Lal. Siddharth Lal. Hero Motor Corp. Pawan Munjal. TVS Motor is K.N. Radhakrishnan. K.N. Radhakrishnan. Honda Motorcycle and Scooter India, the guy called Atsushi Ogata. Okay. Rajiv Bajaj is MD of Bajaj Auto. Rajiv Bajaj. With which IT major did India's largest private sector bank, HDFC, partner for its next phase of digital transformation? Microsoft. Okay. Banks continue to do this. They do this all the time. So anyway, Microsoft, you want the CEO's name? Satyanarayana Nadella. Rajesh Gopinathan runs TCS. IBM Arvind Krishna. Infosys Salil Parekh. Accenture Julie Sweet. Julie Sweet. Accenture is headquartered in a place called Dublin. You know, this is the capital of the Republic of Ireland. IBM is headquartered in Armonk in the American state of New York and US, that is. Microsoft Redmond, Washington State, US. India's markets regulators, SEBI, that is the Securities and Exchange Board of India, has asked stock exchanges to set up the ERA platform that shields investors against brokers' technical glitches. ERA stands for Investor Risk Reduction Access. I'll give you a simple definition. Please write this. Under ERA, write the full form. Investor Risk Reduction Access dash. Under ERA, investors get an opportunity to square off. I think I need to spend some time on these things with you guys. This is one of my favorite subjects, stock markets. To square off their positions, or cancel pending orders, pending, pending, pending orders. In case of disruption, disruption, disruption of trading services, provided by trading houses. Okay, guys, I'm going to spend some time on stock markets, how they are bought, so how shares are bought, sold, and what is this pending order cancellation, squaring off. I believe that we should learn these things because they help us understand the world around us. Stock markets are an integral part of our world. Okay. Whom of the following persons has authored the book Ambedkar, A Life? Shashi Tharoor, he's prolific writer. Shashi Tharoor has a PhD in international law and he worked for the UN for a long time. He was Deputy Under Secretary General for a long time. He stood for the election to the Secretary General's post but came in second. Now I want you to know a little bit about, shall we know about these choices? Ramchandra Guha is author of India Before Gandhi, plenty of books, but you could write India Before Gandhi. Romila Thapar is a Marxist historian. She is a communist historian. She is author of books like Ashoka and the Fall of the Mauryan Empire. I have read all the works of Romila Thapar, like A History of India, Volume 1. Oh, I have read all. I have read Thapar, I have read Guha. India After Gandhi is another book. He's written a book on cricket also. It's called A Corner of a Foreign Field something. It's on cricket, and on the cover you would find a photograph of Anke Narayan playing cricket. Okay, Vikram Seth, prolific writer. At one point prolific, now is not many new works have come in the last few years. Vikram Seth, A Suitable Boy. A Suitable Boy. A Suitable Boy is a good book. It's a very fat volume. I think I read this in the 1990s, early 90s, before 95. And it in those days, I think if I'm not wrong, the edition I bought when I was in my plus two something, the edition I bought was it had 1349 pages. I remember this because it was a very riveting, very engaging story. It was conversational. There were four families, where in one of the families, you know, there was this girl called Lata, for whom their family, for who the family, her family is searching for a suitable boy to marry her off. Okay, yeah. So it's a very good book. In fact, there is a Netflix series also of the same title, A Suitable Boy. Arundhati Roy, well, she is author of a lot of critical works. Critical means anti-capitalism, anti-Narendra Modi, anti-BJP, anti-RSS. She's this typically Jain variety. And Arundhati Roy is author of this book, the God of Small Things. The God of Small Things. A very controversial book. Controversial because the judges who gave this book a Booker Prize, most of them didn't agree. In fact, one of those guys called the book a shitty book. I'm not saying this. These are not my words, that guy's words. Okay, it's not worth the price. But then there are so many things involved in all the things. As far as Baba Saheb is concerned, you know, Baba Saheb, one of my favorite guys. Baba Saheb, I think he was born on 14th April, because we celebrate that day as Prem Divas. Prem Divas. Remember this. (1891), and he passed away on 6th December 1956. Okay. He received the Bharat Ratna in 1990, posthumously, my friends. Sad. Such people had not been recognized in their lifetime. You know what? He had two PhDs. Beat that. Two PhDs. And from where? No ordinary Chanta Filta, Gully Corner College. From the London School of Economics and from Columbia University. Columbia University. He was India's first law minister. First law minister 1947 to 51. First law minister. And you should also know that he was appointed the chairperson of the drafting committee. Chairperson of the drafting committee. Chair of the, is also called chair. You can say chair or chairperson. No harm. He was chairman of the drafting committee. Drafting committee. He was appointed on 29th August 1947. Do you know that? A full 8 months after the Constituent Assembly of India was set up, had its first sitting. More than 8 months later, the drafting committee was established. Yeah. So this is 29th August 1947. He was there till 24th January 1950. 24th January 1950. Which company recently commissioned India's first green hydrogen blending project? NTPC and Gujarat Gas. You should write this also. Gujarat Gas. Two companies, came together to form to set up India's first green hydrogen blending project. Hydrogen is the future, that's what they are saying, and a lot of research, a lot of money is required to make that come true. But for now, yes, where is this plant? It's in Hajira, which is near Surat. It's part of Surat, you could say, Gujarat. GAIL, Gas Authority of India Limited, from National Thermal Power Corporation to Gas Authority of India Limited. There you will find Sandeep Kumar Gupta. BHEL, Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited, Nalin Shingal. ONGC, Oil and Natural Gas Corporation, headed by Arun Kumar Singh. HPCL, Hindustan Petroleum Corporation Limited, is headed by Pushpakumar Joshi. Cities across the globe welcome 2023 with fireworks and light displays. In this context, which is the world's first country to greet the new year. Kiribati. In their local bhasha, it is pronounced Kiribati. हमको कहना है Kiribati. See, this country is said to exist in 4 different hemispheres. Northern. This is also in eastern. Okay. This is in western. This is in southern. See, this southern. This is the equator. Okay. Northern and eastern hemisphere. This is in northern and western hemisphere. This is in southern hemisphere and western hemisphere. You understand that? So this is it's said to be the only country which exists in 4 different hemispheres. Okay, the international date line passes here like this. So find out all these things. The capital of Kiribati is South Tarawa, if I'm not wrong. South Tarawa. Yeah. Fiji, Suva. It's here. Mauritius, Port Louis. These are all Melanesia, French Polynesia, and all these things. This is New Zealand, and of course this is Australia. Luis Inacio Lula da Silva has recently been sworn in as the 39th president of the Dash of Brazil, of course. Yeah. Brazil, the name is the 5th largest by area. 5th largest by area and 6th by population. 6th by population. Okay. The name comes from Brasilia, which is a kind of wood. Argentina is, if I'm not wrong, 8th biggest by area. Biggest Russia, Canada. 3 China, 4th US, 5th Brazil, 6th Australia, 7th India, 8th Argentina, 9th Kazakhstan, 10th would be Algeria. एक जमाने में it was Sudan, now it's Algeria. I think it's Algeria, yeah. So anyway, Argentina, Peru. Peru has a new president, Dina Boluarte. She runs the country from the capital Lima. President Dina. Okay. Bolivia has two capitals, La Paz and Sucre. You can write one thing about La Paz. World's highest capital city by altitude. World's highest capital city. And the president is Luis Arce. Luis Arce. Mexico is Andres Perez Lobrador Manuel. ओके ठीक है, मैं लिखता हूँ आंद्रेज ऑपरेटर. Luis Arce is the president of Bolivia. La Paz and Sucre are the capitals. I remember La Paz for the simple reason that this was a tiebreaker in a quiz on TV quiz. I was participating. So this was a question, tiebreaker question. Which is the world's highest capital city? Bell went and I said La Paz, and of course I went through that. But it was fascinating. I still remember this. This is how we remember. You attach something to something you know. Yeah? Like Bolivia is named after Sam Bolivar, the guy who fought against the Spanish for the country's freedom. Argentina, when you say, okay, Argentina, it's named after the Argentum. Argentum is silver. It's the only country in the world named after an element. Because usually you have elements getting their names from countries. Francium from France, Germanium from Germany. But when it comes to Argentina, the country got its name from a metal, from an element. Yeah. The president is Alberto Fernandez. Alberto Fernandez. Who of the following persons took charge as chairman and CEO of the railway board? Anil Kumar Lahoti. I am not going to discuss this further. The Ministry of Home Affairs formed a high-powered committee to discuss measures to protect Ladakh's unique culture and language, considering the latter's geographical location and strategic importance. The committee is headed by Nityanand Rai. Ladakh's Lieutenant Governor is Radha Krishna Mathur. Manoj Sinha, J&K LG, Lieutenant Governor. G. Kishan Reddy, he heads 3 ministries: Tourism, Culture, Minister of Culture, Tourism, and Development of Northeast Region. Development of Northeastern Region. Okay. Pope Emeritus Benedict XVI passed away recently. He was identify the following statements regarding him. All of them are right. Who is the current Pope? Francis the First. Francis, the current Pope of the Roman Catholic Church. Okay, guys, I'm going to discuss before the stock markets. I'm going to discuss in next class how did these things come about. The Roman Catholic Church and importantly, I will discuss the Protestant Church. Yeah. Or let's see what we discuss stock markets or this. Ajay Kumar Srivastava is the new managing director and CEO of Indian Overseas Bank. Indian Overseas Bank. We could look at one more bank, Union Bank of India, A Money Makalai. A Money Makalai. Sandeep Saha, Punjab and Sindh Bank, Bank of Baroda, Sanjeev Chadda, Punjab National Bank, Atul Kumar Goel, Goel, Goel. Okay. Which regulatory institution launched Utkarsh 2.0 for the period 2023 to 2025, a medium-term strategy for strengthening regulatory and supervisory mechanism? The Reserve Bank of India. Okay, Reserve Bank of India has launched this so that banks strengthen their fraud mechanisms and all that, anti-fraud mechanisms and all that. Telecom Regulatory Authority of India. Telecom Regulatory Authority of India is headed by P.D. Waghela. P.D. Waghela. Pension Fund and Regulatory Development Authority. is headed by Supratim Bandyopadhyay. Bandyopadhyay. Supratim Bandyopadhyay. IRDAI, Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority of India. Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority of India is headed by Debashish Panda. Oh, there is an I here. H-I. Panda. So far with India, how many countries, European countries, have signed comprehensive migration and mobility partnership agreements for the purpose of migration and mobility of Indian students and professionals? All of them have signed this. You know what? Let's look at capitals. Vienna. In difficult countries, we look at the leaders also. Vienna is the capital of Austria, and the Chancellor of Austria is Karl Nehammer. Karl Nehammer, Chancellor of Austria. Finland, the capital is Helsinki, and the Prime Minister is Sanna Marin. Sanna Marin. Germany's Chancellor is Olaf Scholz. Olaf Scholz, and the capital is Berlin. The rest you would know anyway. Olaf Scholz is a chancellor. Austria and Germany have chancellors. As per the Reserve Bank of India, which of the following continue to be domestic systemically important banks that are too big to fail? See, these three banks are too big to fail. Means they are so deeply enmeshed, entangled in Indian financial systems that if one of these banks fail, then the entire financial system will collapse in the country. It will pose a great and extremely serious danger to our country, our system, our financial system, our economy. So these banks have been asked to see, when a bank is declared SIB, systemically important bank, then it has to keep aside an extra portion of money as capital. So the most important requirement that these banks have as SIBs is to set aside an extra amount of money as reserve, capital reserve. So capital adequacy ratio and everything goes up for these banks. Okay, they are extremely big banks, my friends. SBI is a government bank, public sector bank, but ICICI Bank and HDFC Bank are private sector banks. Huge banks they are. That's all from me, Bharat C. Jain. Have a lot of fun. Happy Sankranti, and by whatever name you call it in your part of the country, have a great festival. Enjoy your day. Resolve and make sure that you take care of yourself, take care of your future, build it today, my friends. Have a lot of fun. Thank you for being here.